came to this Italian cafe 50 years ago.
Morning.
Oh,
There's a gen. Wonderful, thank you
I
very
managed
much.
to pick up an old menu from the 1960s.
It looks like a 60s menu.
Similar to the one that you would have looked at
Oh,
a
yeah.
long time ago.
But I didn't need glasses last time.
Oh, there we are.
Do you still do spaghetti on toast?
Sometimes
Can you do it now?
we can.
Are you going to charge us 1 and 6?
I think
One and sixpence.
I think it works out at
Sixpence.
Sixpence.
Six new
Right.
pence. Yes, that's a deal.
That's a deal.
We
16
got
pence.
one.
Okay, thank you.
Look at that. 1 and sixpence for spaghetti on toast. But look at this. Well, actually, I suppose it's true today. The light meals.
Yeah.
Everything. With chips, 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 with chips. Peas and chips. Peas and chips. But you're 5 and 6 for that.
5 and 6, what's
Yeah.
that?
5 and 6 must be about, what, 26
Well,
pence?
it's a quarter of a pound.
You could have the entire menu for a pound.
It is fantastic. I'm just gobsmacked that they've still got one.
Yeah.
I mean, what
And
we
in good
say,
condition.
1960, we did 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
There we are. 2 spaghetti on toast.
Oh, look at that.
My word. Talk about taking it back. Look at the way it slithers down between the toast. Fantastic,
We
fantastic.
had 4 children at home, and I sort of remember trying to find out who could suck up the longest one.
Now, I want to get that taste. Al dente it isn't.
No. And the one thing we're not going to do is something I remember my brothers trying to do, was to make a spaghetti sandwich. So you put the 2 pieces of toast over the spaghetti, and it sort of shoots out.
Well, I say, as soon as you do it, boom.
Just an impossible task.
Exactly.
So if you close your eyes,
I'm 18 again. But when I look in the mirror,
you're 25.
the eyesight's failing as well.
Herefordshire is a bountiful county. Probably its best known agricultural assets are the famous Hereford cattle. These gorgeous creatures thrive on the county's succulent green pastures, and they have inspired a team of locals to step up to the grill. Meet the Beefy Boys. They're cool, smart and award-winning, and they're working wonders with the local meat.
Look at those butchery skills.
They run a pop-up restaurant specialising in barbecue classics.
I've got a butter knife inside if you'd rather use that because you're a spoon.
One of their dishes is beef brisket,
This is from the local butcher and it's a brilliant piece of meat.
and Murph is their spokesman.
Brisket's like, it's quite a cheap cut and it's one from the front of the animal, so it's kind of like the kind of breast kind of area on top of the ribs. So it's a really hard working muscle, and because of that it's got loads of connective tissue and it's quite fatty. But that's a good thing because you want that fat, because that fat's what brings all the flavour. Because as you cook it low and slow, all that fat's going to break down and melt into the meat, and it's just going to be beautiful, tender, and fall apart.
Because long, slow cooking is the secret to perfect brisket, they start it off well in advance.
The guys are going to put the rub that we've just made all over the meat right now, and we want a real kind of thick coating. So it's a huge slab of meat, so we want to get as much kind of flavour into it as we can before it goes into the smoker.
Their secret recipe for the beef coating contains a mouth-tingling mix of flavours, including coffee, molasses and cumin. The brisket will be smoked for up to 16 hours.
Well, this is a mesquite. Mesquite's a really, really strong flavour and really gets that smoky flavour into it quick. So we're using a mixture of mesquite and hickory. Hickory's got like the kind of classic barbecue smoky flavour, and then mesquite really hits it with a real savoury kind of musky kind of smoke.
Their mission to produce the ultimate British barbecue began 4 years ago.
So we kind of learned all this kind of through a mixture of trial and error really. It was like kind of years ago we kind of saw on TV, you know, people talking about brisket and pulled pork, and back then you just couldn't get it in the UK. I mean, it's kind of everywhere now. There's lots of barbecue joints. So the only way that we could do it was by jumping online, looking at videos, reading articles and stuff, and it was through trial and error that we thought, oh, we'll give it a go ourselves. And it's something that you keep kind of learning really. It's not really a science, it's more like a kind of an art.
It's lunchtime and brisket's on the menu alongside the boys' homemade local beef burgers, and they're ready for the rush.
Okay, so working today, as you can see, we've got Christian. He's on the grill. We've got Dan here who's on the front putting the burgers together. And obviously we've got Lee who's taking the orders. As you can see, we've got our honorary beefy boy for the day. We've got Tegan working on the raw patties, and we've got Al who's working on the fries. So yeah, it's like a slick oiled machine.
Every ingredient that goes into their burgers has been carefully sourced.
The secret of a good burger is getting all the little details right, and the start of that is getting a really good bun. So we get these specially made. It's a sourdough starter and a semi-brioche bun, so it's ever so slightly sweet. But the most important thing is it holds together and doesn't break up as you're kind of eating the burger. So you can see as Christian's cooking here, we've got 21-day aged Herefordshire beef, which has been freshly ground today, and then alongside it, we have the brisket that we put in the smoker yesterday. Christian's going to put that meat on top of there, then we're going to put barbecue sauce on it, and then we're going to top it with American cheese and Swiss cheese.
They've developed a range with quirky names.
So this is our American boy, and that's American boy double, so that's almost 2/3 of a pound of meat in that one. So this here, that is our fatty back burger, which is 21-day aged Herefordshire beef patty, topped with our 16-hour smoked brisket, fatty back barbecue sauce, Swiss cheese, American cheese, and red cabbage slaw, and that's served with our brisket fries.
After winning a couple of UK food awards, the Beefy Boys were invited to take on the big boys across the pond.
So this is a little taste of Hereford that we took all the way to Las Vegas, and it's the one which helped us win second best burger in the world. So yeah, we're very proud of it.
Back in the 60s, Michael was warmly welcomed into his girlfriend's family. Her father ran a butcher shop in Hereford, and we brought Michael back to try and find it.
And Michael, I'm slightly confused. We're outside a beauty salon.
Well, I thought, Brian, it was time.
Yeah.
I didn't want to break it to you too much. No, but this used to be a butcher's shop.
Oh,
And
right.
it used to be my wife's parents' butcher shop. This is where my wife was born and brought up, above the shop here. But I can remember my little sports car being, I was a Sunday, being the only car practically in Hightown, Hereford, with me very, how can I put this, athletic and handsome.
The young man of the day.
Yes, cross-legged on an Austin Healey stripe. Parked exactly here, outside the butcher's shop.
Lovely memories,
Yeah.
but there must be other memories round here, so why don't you just have a troll round?
It's a trip into the past.
Exactly,
Yeah.
see what you can find, and I'm going to go up there. You know what's up there, don't you?
I do,
You remember
the
that?
courtyard where my father-in-law had a sausage house where he made sausages with meat in them, which was a change.
Exactly, so I'm going to cook a nostalgic dish up there, and just to tell you, it's not sausage and mass. Off you go,
Okay.
enjoy the moment.
Okay.
Cheers.
I'm formulating my plan for a tribute dish to cook later on. But first, a bit of nostalgia on a plate, using ingredients that I hope Michael will recognise.
This is one of my favourite spots. Just round the corner from Christine's dad's butcher's shop, right in the centre of Hereford. This is the Castle Pool. There used to be a castle here. The castle's gone now. But this, presumably, used to be the moat of the old castle.